Hello Guardians, Mr. K Smellin here with another video, and this video is going to be a little bit different than what we usually do. More, instead of tutorials, more of a idea, a little concept that I wrote down a little bit of information about to keep as a side note in my head. Let me just pull these little side notes up on my computer. It's only a little portion, but just something to get me going. So, if you are true fans of Destiny, or even if you're not, you may not be into the whole, YouTube video really exploring, but many people have probably seen many of the conspiracies. Well, not really conspiracies, but people have even dug up evidence that the Traveler was supposed to be evil and was not really a good symbol for the Guardians as it was presented in the game. And people feel that it was originally evil, and many people have discovered that they wanted to make it so the Traveler was evil. But then after people started leaving Bungie for unknown reasons that I don't believe we know yet, I may be wrong, correct me on that, but the game suddenly released so unexpected by the public, and the story was just so off, and to be honest, I'll admit it, I thought it was terrible. It had really no good story. I mean, it had one basic concept: go kill the Black Garden, whatever, blah blah blah, whatever it did. I haven't played the story in so long, but yeah, it really wasn't what people were expecting. But we still have DLCs to come out for Destiny, and I believe that Destiny could never really reach what it was supposed to be, but I think that maybe it could come a little bit close if they just took a chance. So I have a idea for a future DLC that wouldn't be so out of ordinary and would still give a little bit of the concepts from the original game that we were supposed to have. So, as you expected from what I've been saying, the concept of this DLC that I'm thinking of that could be a future DLC is that the Traveler is evil. The Guardians find out that the Traveler turns out to be evil, and they need to stop it. So, before I go into the whole story part of that, let me just bring out a few little key concepts. We could have a whole new little planet, sort of like how the Taken King brought in the Dreadnought. It wasn't necessarily a planet, but a little bunker in the ring of Saturn. We could have a little planet. If freaking Dreadnought could hold that much space, I'm pretty sure that if we're able to venture inside the Traveler, then it could be discovered that there's a lot of stuff in there. So I have two different ideas on how we could approach this, but like I said before, the main concept is that the Traveler is either evil or turned evil. I will go over that turned evil inside a second. So the final boss, I believe, should be sort of like, I'm trying not to make it too similar to the Black Garden, but sort of like the core of the Traveler, the most initial, basically what is illuminating this light that all the Guardians use to fight the darkness. But possibly that the Traveler is either has been, like I said, I'll go into where we can switch it around a bit, has been or has started illuminating something similar. I'm not naming any names in specific, but something similar to like a false light, a light that is not necessarily good. And I wrote a little comment on here, that isn't necessarily good, and instead of helping them destroy the darkness is basically consuming them more because they are being fooled with this false light that the Traveler is illuminating. And so the Guardians must join together to go deep inside this Traveler that they've never ventured in, to see what could be untold inside their so-called savior, but maybe not anymore. And the main enemy, I believe, should be Vex. I know that we have had the Vault of Glass, which was Vex, but I believe that in the leaked sort of chart for Bungie, so far it's been accurate. They got Crota and House of Wolves down. Well, I think that Crota was out when they found that, but they got the House of Wolves down, and they basically got the Taken King kind of accurate. And if that chart is correct, then the next DLC is going to be about the Vex. So it could be, granted they probably already have an idea for it, not this, but there could be another Vex, and this could be the main enemy inside there. And also another thing I was thinking was sort of I was thinking kind of a Thrall, sort of, since they could have been making so this is where I will go into how the Traveler was maybe not so evil. I don't think that this is the better path to go on, but it may be the more logical, since they're starting at a point so far ahead of teaching us that the Traveler is good and presenting light that can defeat the darkness. Light and dark, supposedly good or bad. And to go along with what we've already accomplished so far, we could make it so either the Vex or the Thrall or whatever race has made their way somehow. I mean, we've had Oryx who could take an Ogre or a Centurion. I think that something could happen that could make some new form of enemy be able to withstand the light and travel into the Traveler and turn what this big sphere of light and a savior could turn into what's the word I'm looking for? Into I'm trying to find the word, but I can't quite wrap my mind around it. Oh well, sort of not really what it seems, and slower by slower, they are turning the Guardians more dark, and so they could finally take down the Guardians and actually rule all over and have really no barriers to what they could accomplish by taking over the whole universe, or at least the Milky Way, at least that we are concerned about. And so the Guardians must now travel into the Traveler, since that they're able to go in there anyway due to their either false light that they have already consumed from the Traveler, or their true light that they already had. Like I said, it could go either way, if the Traveler was always evil or if he became evil by some greater force. And crap, my mind just went blank. And so when they travel into the Traveler, I love saying that, travel into the Traveler, they could maybe turn their false light into true light, which could be what they need to kill this new form of Thrall, this new form of Vex, this new form of, I'm sorry, why do I keep saying Thrall? I mean Hive. This new form of Hive, new form of Vex, new form of Fallen, that could, that they would basically be able to kill this known substance. But one thing that I was actually thinking of while I was explaining this tutorial, it's a little extra thing, is that similar to how Oryx could take people and turn them into his own army, maybe this could be some type of enemy that is able to give these Hive, Vex, these ways to overcome this light and turn it into false light. And maybe that person could be in a future DLC where we could finally kill him. Because Destiny, even though they had a really, really, really rough start, they have so much room for success when they made that game. They made a game that you could keep on adding more content to. Granted, it could get old and repeated, but I still think that their gears are still turning, that they could still fit so much more stuff into Destiny 1 before they even come out with Destiny 2, which I believe has already been confirmed. I believe a while back, actually. I believe that they confirmed it. But yeah, there is just so much more stuff that we could do, and we know nothing about the Traveler. Like I said, I'm not going to go into so much detail about how the Traveler was supposed to be evil, but we know nothing about it. It's just our savior. All we know is that he came for no reason and then just saved one part of Earth with this so-called light that we know nothing about. It's just, we call it light due to light and darkness. We know nothing about it. All we know is that it saved us from these enemies, and we know nothing else about it. So I am expecting something where we get to go deeper into the Traveler and see what makes this thing good. We know nothing about it yet, and I truly agree with the fact that it should have been evil, or at least something more should have been done with it. And I think that my idea, I mean, you all have your opinions. You could say that my idea sucks, but I think that my idea could really at least try their best to tie together a story that could have been. I mean, this could just be an awful idea, but I really do feel that if there was a DLC where we venture into the Traveler, and there's even a raid taking place inside the Traveler, that the Traveler is evil, that could form back the story that we could have had when Destiny first came out. Like I said, if you don't know that story, look up. I believe just look up the Traveler was supposed to be evil or something like that, and there will be so many explanations coming up that people have had first theorized due to just small little piece of evidence, but then expanded that really proved this theory of what Destiny could have been. So like I said, if you guys enjoy, if you guys like my idea, put it inside the comment section. If you guys don't, tell me you don't, but don't tell me it in a mean way. I mean, a simple, this will be stupid is even fine, or don't go ranting on how this is a terrible idea. I mean, it could be bad. Like I said, I just feel that it could be a good idea. So I hope you guys like it, and I will see you all next time.